Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel Review Anything and Everything. And today we are taking a look at a card game slash board game, if you want to put it into that category. But link's going to be in the description for you guys to purchase this on Amazon. Wanted to get into something new, so I purchased this. Just read the instructions. It's 2 to 6 players. It's 30 to 60 minutes, and it says age 10. I'm just going to quickly run through the rules on it. Though I haven't really had a chance to play it, but I've played a lot of games like this before, and pretty good at and well versed at saying like what I think is a good game or not, based on the many different games that I've played in the past. But being there's a new one I just jumped into, wanted to take a look at it. So, matter of fact, taking a look at what's on the back here. You can pause and read for yourself. And essentially, the basis of this game is to assemble a party of heroes, and it's a competitive game against your friends. And the objective is either to form a party of all of the different hero classes. These are different hero classes, not including the symbol here, which just means any hero. There's 6 of them: fighter, guard, ranger, thief, wizard, bard. And essentially, if you form a party of those heroes, all 6 of them, either you win or you defeat 3 of the monsters in the center of the setup. So, generally speaking, the way the rules will work, you would pick a hero card to represent your hero. Now, your hero leader, I'm sorry, I'll give you a quick look at what it looks like and its power down below. You would pick that hero leader. That hero leader, generally, for the most part, does not represent the heroes in your party as far as a hero card. It's separate. So if you want, you can say that represents you. Now, there's some things that it will fulfill requirements for when they say about a hero inside of your party, but for the most part, they will not. Then you have things like here, which is the hero cards that you'll get in this deck. So between this deck and this deck here, which would be items, weapons, and things of that sort, you would mix them all together. And essentially what would happen is you would, let me pull out this for a turn card, and then we'll get into it in a moment. But essentially what you would do is you would try to draw heroes in the deck, that for example, and you would, if you want to use one of their abilities, you would do so by rolling the dice. We'll get into how the turns pretty much run. This right here is the requirements to win the game, as I mentioned before in the classes, so you know all the classes that you need to have in front of you. So a hero, as far as having ending your turn with 6 different hero classes for your party, these are your heroes you would draw. This will not include your leader hero here. Let's adjust this so you can see this a little better. Now, as far as what you could do on a turn, you can pause the reading for yourself, but essentially you get action points. So you get 3 every turn. You can either, for one action, draw a card from your deck, or play a hero, item, or magic card from your hand. If you play the hero card, you get to use its effect right away, which is, and I'll explain to you how you use that effect. Or you could roll to use a hero card who's already out and use their effect. So essentially, you playing it gets to use that effect for free, but it's costing 1 point, or you can pay 1 point just to use the hero's effect, or you can attack a monster for 2, or essentially for 3 of your action points, just reset your entire hand and draw 5 cards. So at which point you obviously wouldn't be able to play any more cards for that turn, but you would have reset your hand if you had a bad hand. So essentially, when you play a hero's power, or play a hero card, or their effect, essentially. So playing the card and using its effect, you essentially take the 2 6-sided dice here. You would roll. What you're trying to do is meet their requirement threshold, which in this case is at 8 or higher. You would be able to destroy a hero card for the opposing hero, or I can't imagine a reason why you use it on yourself. You can have as many heroes as you can acquire. There's no limit. And let's see. If you play items, you play them, they get played, they attach to one of the heroes. They do not get attached to your party leader, and they'll have an effect on them. If your hero is either killed or stolen or thrown back to your hand, the item attached to them will also go in that same way. Will be destroyed, thrown back to your hand, or whatever the case is. So the items never leave the hero at that point. The game will start with 3 monsters in the middle of the board, and when you choose to attack one, the layout works like this. One, it requires you to have the requirement of heroes to attack. Now, H just means you need to have at least one hero. That symbol is for the wizard. You need to have at least a wizard in your party. Now, the your hero leader, your party leader card can suffice the requirement of the type of, like, say if you have a wizard hero leader, it will satisfy the requirement of the wizard, but you then have to still have, it doesn't satisfy the number of heroes. So in this case, if all you had was your party um, leader and he was a wizard, you still need a separate card to require the hero, the number of heroes, which is 1 hero. Now, if you had a wizard in your um, hero lineup, not your leader, but your party, he can't satisfy both. So either the wizard would satisfy the wizard requirement, and then you would need a separate hero to require the other hero requirement. Or if you had 2 wizards, one would satisfy the wizard requirement symbol, and one will satisfy the hero requirement. Read the instructions on that. It sometimes can get a little funny because it might get confusing when you're comparing with your leader, your party leader, in that he can satisfy the requirement of the type, but not the number of heroes. Now, when it comes to you attacking a monster, you would roll the dice similar to like you would using the power of your hero. Now, if you get an 8+, you destroy the monster. If you get a 4 or below, he attacks you and does damage. So you kind of have to make sure that your roll is good. You have modifiers that you can use inside the game. Read the instructions on the modifiers in terms of, you can play a modifier, it'll give plus or negative to the rolls depending on if it's for you or for your opponent, someone else that you're playing against, because it's a 2 to 6 player game where you're going up against other players. And that's generally the gist of it. Like I said, read the instructions for further detail, but that's generally the gist of it. And with that being said, I think that the game sounds nice. It sounds like a great party game for you to kind of get into with your friends, pretty fast pace. It very much reminds me of the game Flux, for any of you guys who have played that game before, where though this has a theme of characters, essentially it's like a lot of modifying the situation, stealing other people's heroes and whatnot, and trying to stop them from formulating what ends up being the end goal to, you know, to finish off the game, like the requirements of either forming a party of 6 because you can steal other people's heroes, or you being able to defeat 3 monsters. Now, no one can steal the monsters that you have killed, but you even having the requirements to fight the monsters. If someone steals your set of heroes, or kills your set of heroes that's going to be needed to fight the monster, you won't even be able to fight the monster. So that becomes a thing in itself. Even just building up, like I said, the heroes and the abilities to even fight the monsters in the first place. I guess in that first turn, or first couple of turns, might just be you building up your group to even be able to even attack certain monsters and whatnot. So that is a quick look at the game and just my little take on it, unboxing and slight review, because like I said, I haven't had a chance to play the game, but just wanted to throw it out there because it's something that I thought looked interesting and wanted to purchase. Link's going to be in the description, as I mentioned before. As always, you guys, like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.